We have some guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nicole Alvarez, by the way. Thank you for coming to the DTS Sound Space. Please welcome the Interrupters. Hi, guys. Hi.
Hi.
I want to tell you about, okay, so most of these people were in the back partying like it's a Saturday night, like wild teenagers. But the front row right here, they've been railed like this is Lollapalooza this entire time. This gentleman right here, you know, raise your hand, you know I'm talking about you. He flew in from Dallas to see you 3 hours ago.
Whoa.
Didn't know how he was gonna get in and reached out to a guy from 311. He tried everything, and then when I asked him how he got in, he goes, he just winked. So I promise I'm not gonna say anything. But dude, that's commitment. So awesome. Anybody here your first time seeing the Interrupters today?
Whoa.
So many babies. I wanna tell you about the first time I saw you guys, because I don't think we've ever talked about it. It was at Amoeba. This was a long, long time ago. And I remember walking up, and they were playing, again, like they were playing Lollapalooza. And the first thing I thought was, she is gorgeous. She looks like a supermodel. The guys aren't bad either. But the way that you reached out to everybody in there, and the way you pulled us all together, like we were the most important people in your life, and the show that you put on, I'll never forget that. That'll be my favorite Interrupter show ever.
Thank you. And it means everything to me to have everyone together after so long, especially, but to have everyone together and singing along, and all of us singing together, and there's just nothing better.
So LA is home. Let's just talk really quickly about your relationship with KROQ, because I'm sure you grew up listening to KROQ. I remember the first time we started playing your song. Do you remember the first time we started playing your song? And how it felt?
I remember, this is an interesting one, because we got a call from the KROQ music meeting saying that they were adding She's Kerosene. And Amy was getting her hair done, and I was sitting in the chair next to her, just like on my phone, and there was a random number. And I usually don't pick up random numbers, but I was feeling like, this one seems important. It's 310. You know, it's the other side of the hill.
It's a hometown spam. Why not?
And I picked up, and I said, hello.
Did you say it like that, Kevin?
Yes, I was like, hello? And it's like, hi, this is Kevin Weatherly from KROQ. We're adding She's Kerosene to our rotation. And then Amy screamed, and everybody thought it was me screaming, but it wasn't me screaming. I was speechless.
And I started crying.
Yeah, it was, I mean, that moment alone of just like,
and everyone at the salon started clapping. And
I know. There's like
cool
ladies with tinfoil in their hair, like, that's so nice.
What a cool moment. Okay, before we get into the new album, which is spectacular, I want to play catch up really quick. Justin and Jesse, we'll start with you. You went on one of the biggest tours, I think, arguably one of the biggest bills, the Hella Mega Tour, and you rose to the freaking occasion. Please tell me what it was like being on that tour and what you're going to take from it. And you played Dodger Stadium, for the love of God. You played Dodger Stadium.
The whole thing was surreal. I mean, to be on a stadium stage where, look, we've been first to four for a lot of bands before, and when you're that, and there's like, it's like a 5,000 cap room, there's like a few hundred people when we play. The equivalent of that, it's tens of thousands of people still. So to get out there and to play to all those people in the stadiums was insane, to say the least. I mean, yeah. Speechless. You're the one on the drum riser that just sits there and gets to stare at everything. I got a good angle, a good view of everybody. Being able to, playing music in different locations all around the world is just a dream. And being able to visit all those baseball stadiums and do it, that's just like...
They were like running the bases at Dodger Stadium after the show. Taking
What a
pictures.
dream.
After everybody left, I was like,
we
stole a golf cart.
Going for it.
Yeah, no, they stole a golf cart, and...
Should you be saying that out loud?
I mean, what are they going to do now?
Yeah. Come find us,
late.
Dodger Stadium staff.
All right, we're playing catch up. One more thing. So every album is like a cycle, right? The the songs are born and then they get recorded and then they have to put a plan together and then there's a rollout and then there's a tour and then for the most part the bands put it to bed. Their last cycle would be Fight the Good Fight. When you look back on that album, were you different people than you are right now because a whole pandemic happened? So let's talk about that cycle before we move into where you are now.
Well, that cycle I felt like was we just kept growing.
Yeah.
Not only as a live band, but as people. And
I feel like I've grown as a person since yesterday. So
Every 5 minutes.
That 4-year cycle, I guess now because it's 4 years later. Yeah. Just the fact that KROQ started playing our song, and then other radio stations were like, "Whoa, KROQ's playing your song? All right, we'll play it too." And then all of a sudden, it was something we could have never imagined, our music being heard at that scale. And then while we were planning on being on tour for the next couple of years, we went to some amazing places, and we have so many beautiful memories because we're a family. So it was like a big family vacation every night, and being like, "Can you believe we get to do this?" Like, it's never lost on us how lucky we are to be able to do what we do. We're so grateful.
No kidding. They were back there signing, how much was it? 8,007 albums,
Something like
right?
that.
Something
Yeah.
like that, 8,007 albums. Amy, when you look back at yourself at the beginning of Fight the Good Fight, what would you go back and tell that version of yourself now?
Whoa, that's intense.
God, deep on a Monday
I'm Duke
night.
Cox, dude. My whole life just flashed before my eyes.
I'm intense.
Butterfly effect. What would I say to my past self? I would say enjoy it. Don't be, enjoy the moment. Don't be so worried all the time. Don't be stressed out. Everything's gonna be all right. There's gonna be a pandemic.
Even that older version of you would have been like, "What are you talking about, pandemic?"
Buy lots of toilet paper. Don't ask questions.
There's gonna be a lot of time for reflection. So, but I think that this record is the most personal I've ever been, the most vulnerable I've ever been, the most open I've ever been. And I think that having the time during the pandemic to really sit alone with my thoughts for so long.
Which could be so scary for some of us, by the way.
Yeah, it was. It was actually really terrifying to face things that I didn't want to look at, but I did look at all of the things, like the song In the Mirror, I'm tired of running. I was tired of running from all of the things I was afraid to look at. So I took that time to really look at all of the monsters that were chasing me instead of running from them, turn and face them, and and write about it. And that's what this record is about.
Let's get into it now, because this record is, like I said, it's spectacular. It's not just lip service because they're standing here. It's phenomenal in the wild. Let's start with Kevin. You became the primary producer because Tim Armstrong and the pandemic and all that thing, so you became the accountable one. Did you poop your pants?
No, we were all doing it at home too, and we were so isolated. It was just kind of the next logical step. And the good thing about me being the producer to them is they don't have to listen to me. So if I have an idea, they could be like, "Nah, dude, we ain't doing that." And I'm like, "Okay, that's fine. Hey, what time do you guys want to eat? Are you cooking tonight?" Because we did the whole record at home. We all live on the same property. We live 30 feet away from each other.
We built the studio. Well, they built it. I watched.
Yeah. And so, it was actually a beautiful process for me after knowing Amy so long, seeing the places she was going lyrically, and just being able to support that in any way I could was an honor, actually. And I think for all of us,
Thank
really.
you.
Yeah.
So when you hear this, when you hear all of the lyrics, if you have to really sit and listen. Amy not only is the most honest she's ever been, she's always been an honest songwriter and lyricist, but she is raw. Every card is on the table. She talks about her entire life. What empowered you to get to that place? And did it help that you have this family around you to kind of let that all out? Because now you're it's a bare soul at this point.
Yeah. I think that I struggled with major depression for most of my life. And it was something I never wanted to talk about. And people always are like, "You just seem so happy." But it's just, we all can do things and, to make us look like we've got it together.
We can all Jekyll and hide it.
Yeah,
very,
we can hide
very
it.
well.
And during the pandemic, I did something I'd never done before to deal with my depression, and that was this treatment called TMS. And I learned about it through Neil Brennan. Neil Brennan talks about it. He did it. It's the sort of magnet therapy for a part of your brain that can cause depression. And I went every day for 6 weeks, taking a day off every week, but pretty much every day for 6 weeks. And while they were building the studio by hand from YouTube videos, and I don't know how while they were doing that, I was getting my treatment for my depression. And at the end of the 6 weeks, I felt significantly better. Like waking up every day excited about my day and happy and not depressed. And it was a very strange feeling. But because of that, I had the strength to look at the things that I was always afraid to look at. Because when you're depressed, why do you want to get more depressed? By writing songs about really hard things. So I feel like it gave me the strength and the courage to look at some of those things. And I'm really grateful that I'm doing much better.
So now that you've looked at all those things, literally in the mirror, do you ever say to yourself, why was I ever so afraid of you? Like, I can conquer this. Like, now do you feel...
No.
No?
I was like, it was so hard. It was so scary. I see why I was running from a lot of it. Some of it, most of it was just really hard. Yeah. But I feel that in writing this record, it was so therapeutic. It was really nice to be able to feel like there was a victory over those things that were just weighing me down for so long. I just felt like writing it out. I was like, wow. It feels so good to get it out,
You can hear it. You can hear it in the record. There's a catharsis, and also there's certain parts in the record that it almost feels like you reached forgiveness, not just for the things you've been through, but for the others that maybe were there and put you through that.
Yes,
and you can hear it. You two, Bob the Builders, what did you honestly build a studio by hand from YouTube videos?
Yeah.
I believe that coming from you two.
A lot of you measure twice, cut once. But that was just the motto we lived by for 6 weeks. What was it, 3 months?
Always shirtless too.
Did you help?
It was the dead of summer in the valley. It was hot.
I would kind of
You weren't kidding about the shirtless?
Yeah, no. I'd roll in with like a pencil behind my ear and be like, all right, that looks pretty good. I'll be back in a little bit.
Now, watching where Amy was going lyrically and how vulnerable she was letting herself be, you have to bring that music to life. How did that influence what you contributed, all three of you gentlemen?
We just wanted to do our best to support what she was trying to say and not get in the way.
Got it.
And it was really nice to not have like a great song be brought to the table and tell ourselves, okay, well, let's shove it into this box that is the Interrupters. It was, let's just see where the song goes. If the four of us are playing it together, it'll sound like the Interrupters no matter what. It doesn't have to be a straight ahead punk song. It doesn't have to be a straight ahead ska song. We can do whatever we want if the song wants it to go there.
Kevin, how far did you push outside of the Interrupters sound, let's say? Like, what else did you allow yourself to play with? There's a lot of sound. It's so rich. It's magnificent.
Thank you so much. Like they were saying, it's just one of those things where we just kind of followed where the song wanted to go, and sometimes we take it too far, and we would lose, what I call like the spirit of the song, and then. Like, for example, like Alien, we have this song on our record. You guys will hear it very soon. It's called Alien, and it's the first Interrupter song with no guitar. But you better believe the first version of it, I had huge, heavy guitars on it. And then after living with it, I was just like, I'm getting in the way, and we had to strip it way back, and, So stuff like that, really, that's why it really helps working with your family. They're going to be honest with you every step of the way, and being able to kind of branch out. The thing is, we've been touring for so long, playing music together for so long. We've covered like a Billie Eilish song. We've covered Be My Baby. So I feel like we've already kind of stretched the bounds of what we could do stylistically. So it didn't feel like we were going into uncharted terrain, because once she sang it, it sounded like our band.
She sang the hell out of it, too.
She sang the hell
She
out
sang
of
the
it.
hell out
Oh,
of
yeah.
it. Two more things I want to touch upon. So music has a bunch of uses. That's why we love music. Sometimes we all go to the dark place. What do they call that in Stranger Things? What is it?
The upside down.
Thank you, the upside down. And music allows you to kind of get out of the dark place. It gives you words. And It gives you new perspective. Kiss the ground is one of those. One of you tweeted the other day something that I thought you just like poetically thought about in your sleep, but it's actually it's the chorus for Kiss the Ground. Can you tell me what it is, or tell us if you're low?
So sometimes when you're low, you gotta kiss the ground.
Which is a beautiful way to look at that, like at that state of being.
Sometimes when I'll call a friend of mine and I'll say, I am feeling really bad about some things today. And she'll say, did you write a list of all the things you're grateful for? And it's like, ugh, I called the wrong person. But it's true. When you are in a spirit of gratitude, it really does help you out of the dark places. And as much as you don't feel like it sometimes, if you're feeling, bad, or in a dark place, it's kind of the last thing you want to do if you're pissed off about something, is to think of all the things you're grateful for. But that truly is the way out sometimes.
That's one of the ones that stuck out to me, because I was like, oh, you just kissed the ground, and there's something very romantic and poetic about that alone. Like, okay, I've got this, and that was cool. And then lastly, I want to talk about, you guys are obviously family, but there's a spirit of family with everything you do, with the way that you treat your fans, with the way that you treat us at KROQ. There's something, the family dinners that I'm still yet to go to, by the way. Why is family so important, and what does it do for you, and how does it help you thrive?
Well, I just feel, just going back to what she was just saying about gratitude. We're so grateful to be able to do what we do. From the very first time we played a show and saw somebody dance to our music, we're like, I love that person. I want that person in my family. Yeah. And the family has just grown. And that just goes for, like, when we meet nice, cool people, we just want to hold on to them until they just say, hey, bro, I got to go. And that's just kind of how we've always operated.
I want to have you for dinner,
Yeah. Is that an invitation, Amy?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Absolutely. And the twins make an amazing sauce.
They did it the other night,
and
it
they
was
build
awesome.
things.
Yeah. And they build things.
Amazing. Well, I just want to say that you did something with this record that I think is the most important thing anybody can do right now, is to prove that vulnerability is a superpower. You allowing yourself to go to those places and making it such a powerhouse of a record is showing people that the more honest you are with yourself and your life and all of the things, the more influence you're going to have, like the molecules in the room, which I think are always important to just shift the energy. And it's amazing. It's amazing to watch you guys on this adventure and to be part of it. I'm going to finish it. There's a quote in another song that I love. Life is for dancing, life is for moving. Do you want to dance? All right. Yeah. Without further ado, I'm going to get the hell out of the way. Please welcome the Interrupters to the stage to do what they do best.
Thank you so much, Nicole.
Oh, he's back. All right. Let's show him how a punk rock band checks their instruments really quick.
What's your plan for tomorrow? Are you a leader or will you follow? Are you a fighter or will you cower? It's that time, take back the power. What's your plan for tomorrow? Are you a leader or will you follow? Are you a fighter or will you cower? It's that time, take back the power. What you gonna do when they show up in black suits? On the street and I'm in boots, and the dead silence you. What you gonna see when they strip your rights away? A task that makes you bleed. Remember being on the swan over the day. We don't need to run in line. We won't be pushed up to the side. Hey, what's your plan for tomorrow? Are you a leader or will you follow? Are you a fighter or will you cower? It's our time, take back the power. What's your plan for tomorrow? You a leader or will you follow? Are you a fighter or will you cower? It's our time, take back the power. Yeah! Who you gonna trust when the judge is so unjust? and the jury must discuss. You don't look like one of us. Where you gonna turn? Now the corner's been adjourned, and the lessons that you learn are not as many as our bridge burn. We don't need to run and hide. Son, we won't be pushed out to the side. Hey, what's your plan for tomorrow? You a leader, or will you follow? You a fighter, or will you cower? It's that time, take back the power. What's your plan for tomorrow? Are you a leader, or will you follow? You a fighter, or will you cower? It's that time, take back the power. Yeah! We don't need to run it out. That's right. We won't be pushed off to the side. What's your plan for tomorrow? You a leader, or will you follow? You a fighter, or will you cower? It's our time.
Take back the power. What's your
Yeah, for tomorrow. You a leader, or will you follow? You a fighter, or will you cower? It's our time. Take back the power. What's your plan
for tomorrow? You a leader, or will you follow?
You a fighter, or will you cower? It's our time. Take back the power.
It's our time.
Yeah, take back the power.
It's our time.
Yeah, take back the power. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Woo! We love ya. Los Angeles. How you feeling? This song is called Title Holder. Are you ready to dance? Let's go. Fight like a title holder. Stand like a champion. Live like a warrior and never let them break you down. Fight like a title holder. Stand like a champion. Live like a warrior and never let them break you down. We're up against the ropes, but we never choke. When the pressure comes, we go for broke. We've been beat up, yeah, been knocked down. Come back twice inside and go round for round. Hit 'em pound for pound, gonna see it through. Not giving up, it's not what we do. Bell rings and they're counting down, but we won't be counted out. You know you gotta fight like a title holder. Stand like a champion. Live like a warrior and never let them break you down. Fight like a title holder. Stand like a champion. Live like a warrior and never let them break you down. I've been told I can't, been told I won't, been told to compromise, but I don't. I've been beat up, yeah, been knocked down. Come back twice inside and go round for round. Hit 'em pound for pound, gonna see it through. Not giving up, I've been black and blue, and all my scars remind me my worst days are behind me. You know you gotta fight like a title holder. What? Stand like a champion. Woo! Live like a warrior and never let them break you down. Fight like a title holder. Stand like a champion. Live like a warrior and never let them break you down. Yeah! Ha, ha, ha. Woo! Ha.
I wanna see you clap your hands. Come on.
Fight like a title holder. Stand like a champion. Live like a warrior and never let them break you down. Fight like a title holder. Stand like a champion. Live like a warrior and never let them break you down. Nah, never let them break you down. That's right, never let let them break you down. Yeah, thank you!
Now I don't know about you, KROQ listeners, but we came for a dance party. I want to see you moving. This song's called Judge Now.
Doesn't look at me so smug. Say I'm going back. Who are you to judge me and the life that I live? I know that I'm not perfect now, and I don't claim to be. So before you point your fingers, make sure your hands are clean. Judge not before you judge yourself.
Come on, sing it with us.
Judge not.
There we go.
You're not ready for judgment. Lord, our life is rocky. Every room may stumble too. So why you talk about me? Someone
I want to
else is
introduce you to our
judging
good
you.
friend, Mr. Billy Cuddy. How do you like them apples, Los Angeles?
Judge not before you judge yourself. Judge not. You're not ready for judgment. Lord, our life is rocky. Every room may stumble too. So why you talk about me? Someone else is judging you.
Break it down.
Don't you look at me so smart. You say I'm going back, but who are you to judge me? I'm the life that I live. Know that I'm not perfect, and I don't claim to be. So before you point your fingers, make sure your hands are clean. Judge not before you judge yourself. Judge not. If you're not ready for judgment. Lord, our life is rocky. Every room makes stumble too. So why you talk about me? Someone else is judging you. Someone else is judging you. Someone else is judging you.
One more time, a big round of applause on the trombone, Mr. Billy Cuddy.
Hey, KROQ! This is so awesome. Music is so powerful. Especially when we're all together like this. There's nothing more beautiful.
It really is a beautiful thing.
And that's what this song is about. It's called Turntable. My fridge ain't broken, my beer ain't cold, my body's aching, I'm not even old. Police are coming, I did nothing wrong. I started singing, I don't have a song. Never had much, I grew up with nothing. Rock on music, always been something. Been down and out, been under the world. World that keeps on spinning. One turntable, don't have a room, but I'm not homeless. I'm feeling down, but I'm not hopeless. Stakes are up, I
traveled the world, been nowhere. Shout the KROQ sound space. And she was worried, but I got no cares. I drink too much, still feel sober. This record plays over and over. Never had rest. Grew up with nothing but the music. Always had something. Been down and out, been on top of the world. Well, that keeps on spinning on a turntable. Everybody, let's go. Oh, what a turntable. What a turntable. What a turntable. That keeps on spinning. That keeps on spinning. Keeps on spinning. Thank you. This song's for all the righteous criminals. It's called She Got Arrested. She got arrested for shooting down her man, U.S. Marshal. Caught her outside of Spokane. She said, I'd do it again, 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 I'd do it. Let's go! She met like a year ago last Christmas. He drove a truck in town on business. She fell in love, or so she thought, 'cause Maryland was cold and Nevada was hot. So she moved along to the city of sin and got a place with him, put her chips all in, yeah. Got Doug, he was a stranger, put his hands on her in anger. She got arrested, oh, shooting down her man, U.S. Marshals. Caught her outside of Spokane. She said, I'd do it again, what? Do it again, yeah. Do it again, I'd do it again, I'd do it again, do it again, do it again, I'd do it again. They brought her down to the police station in an 8-foot room for interrogation. Fingerprints on the murder weapon. All they needed was a tape confession, and she was bloody, beaten for years. Her demeanor was cold, so she cried no tears. This time it was his blood on her. She wore it like a badge of honor. She got arrested for shooting down her man, U.S. Marshals. Caught her outside of Spokane. She said, I'd do it again, what? Do it again, huh. Do it again, I'd do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again, I'd do it. Let's go! Flight risk, drove 1,000 miles in a cell for a year on trial. No regrets for the things she done. He lost the fight, she won and told the story. The jury heard it, deliberated for the verdict. She's up for murder in the first degree, 'cause she refused to plead insanity. She got arrested for shooting down her man, U.S. Marshals. Caught her outside of Spokane. She said, I'd do it again, what? Do it again, huh. Do it again, I'd do it again, I'd do it again, do it again, do it again, I'd good enough. But why, oh why are you making it? Are you making it so hard? Be easy on yourself. Be easy on yourself. Be easy on yourself. 'Cause nobody's been easy on you. To leave it all behind, you didn't need to travel far. You may have lost yourself, but you found yourself apart. Yeah, you got some boys who were an easy choice, but you didn't seem to mind. You got attention, didn't care what kind. But why, oh why are you making it? Are you making it so hard? Be easy on yourself. Be easy on yourself. Be easy on yourself. 'Cause nobody's been easy on you. Easier. Go, go, go. Easier. Go, go. You start selling everything from a corner anywhere. You got nothing to lose and you're too young to care. The men in blue, yeah, they search you and you knew you were going down. Rather die than do you before getting around. But why, oh why are you making it? Are you making it so hard? Be easy on yourself. Be easy on yourself. Be easy on yourself. 'Cause nobody's been easy on you. Hey, yo!
Hey, thanks. When
I
you
love
said
you,
you said
I love you too.
I love
It
you,
was
Kevin.
me. That was all.
No,
That was all.
it was Kevin.
I love you too.
All right. Well, guess what?
I love you, Kevin.
I love you too.
We all love you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who doesn't love me? Anybody that doesn't love me,
Doesn't understand how humble you are.
stay away from that person. I'm sketched out by just the very thought. It's like Seinfeld's parents always say, "How could anybody not like you?" That's me. Anyways, remember how we were talking earlier about how we have a new album out or coming out? How about some new stuff? This one's called In the Mirror.
No matter how far I run, I always end back here. No matter how far I go, I always end back here. Took me 2 years to write this song. I wanted it perfect, no wrinkles in it. Took me a long time to come clean. To be honest, the truth's so ugly. Took me a long time to come home. Didn't much explaining. No matter how far I run, I always end up back here. No matter how far I go, I always end up back here. In the mirror, in the mirror, in the mirror, only in the mirror. Ha, ha, ha. I'm tired of running, 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 I'm tired of running, I'm tired of running. I love you all so, 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 so much. Thank you for being here. No matter how far I run, back here. No matter how far I go. No matter how far I run, back here. No matter how far I go. In the mirror, in the mirror, in the mirror, only in the mirror. Thank you.
Here's another brand new one. It's called Raised by Wolves.
You got my letter, you read it twice. Short breaths, long sighs. Might be a liar, might be a drunk, but I forgive you for your giving up, for your giving up. It doesn't matter, my life is shattered, and my heart's got holes. You left a child out in the wild, and I was raised by wolves. I was raised by wolves. Ooh, I was raised by wolves. Ooh, yeah, we would dig for scraps out in the cold after you left to go and try and find your pot of gold. My teeth got sharper, my skin got tough, so I forgive you for your giving up, for your giving up. It doesn't matter, my life is shattered, and my heart's got holes. You left a child out in the wild, and I was raised by wolves. I was raised by wolves. Ooh, I was raised by wolves. Ooh, yeah. And when you left and said goodbye, under the moonlight, we had to learn to stay alive. In the wild, you got my letter, you read it twice. Short breaths, long sighs. Might be a liar, might be a drunk, but I forgive you. Yeah, it doesn't matter, my life is shattered, and my heart's got holes. You left a child out in the wild, and I was raised by wolves. I was raised by wolves. Ooh, I was raised by wolves. Ooh, I was raised by wolves. Ooh, I was raised by wolves. Thank you.
All right, the secret's out. You guys are the first audience we have ever played that song for. Thank you so much. How rude of me. I haven't introduced the band yet. You already met Billy back there on keyboards and trombone. On drums back here, that's my little brother, Jesse Bavono.
Hi, K-Rock.
On the Fender bass, his identical twin, Mr. Justin Bavona. Talk about a full circle moment. I remember being very young and watching the twins in their bedroom with a boombox and then another boombox. And they would listen to KROQ for hours. And they would wait for a song they liked to come on, and then they'd record it onto the other tape. They'd play bands like Rancid. They'd play bands like Green Day. They'd play bands like Blink-182, Bad Religion. And I watched the twins make all these mixtapes. But I never saw them get as excited as they did when that one song came on. Remember that one that was like, I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never get. Yeah, they loved that song so much. Anyways, my name's Kevin. I'm their older, better looking, more talented, more handsome, and of course, more humble brother. I play guitar, it sounds like this. And then on lead vocals right here, fighting out of the blue corner, it's the often imitated, never duplicated, Amy Interrupter! Now, she's gonna count to 4, and when she counts to 4, everybody in this room is gonna go crazy. I know it seems like this is like a taped studio performance, but no, this is a punk rock show. I wanna see you moving on the count of her 4. You ready? Stop!
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah! It's an emergency. Call the police. You left me and abandoned the list. Don't know why you're gone. I walk these floors like a country summer. Where you been? I called all your friends. They were hush hush on what's happening. I called your mama too, but she never could get through to you. I don't care if you love me, don't care if you don't. I don't really care anymore. I gave you everything. Yeah. I don't care if you call, don't care if you don't. I don't really care anymore. I gave you everything.
One more time!
I gave you everything. Whoa, my bags are packed. Now you want me back. Now you are the one with the panic attack. The pendulum has swung. Now I don't need you, don't need anyone. No. Ring, ring, ring. Terrible thing. Suffering. Won't stop calling. You're begging and you plead. It's right, but it's too late for apologies. I don't care if you love me, don't care if you don't. I don't really care anymore. I gave you everything. It's right. Don't care if you come, don't care if you go. I don't really care anymore. I gave you everything.
One more time!
I gave you everything. Yeah. Hey. That's so pretty. Let's go! Don't care if you love me, don't care if you don't. I don't really care anymore. I gave you everything. Don't care if you come, don't care if you go. I don't really care anymore. I gave you everything. I don't care. I gave you everything. I don't care. I gave you everything. I don't care. I gave you everything. Thank you.
This is the part of the set where I get sad. because we only got one song left. I know, but this has been awesome. You guys are all gonna get something on the way out the door. It's gonna be autographed. Might be a poster, it might be a record. I don't know, there's raffle tickets going around. There's exciting stuff in the works. Nicole, thank you so much. KROQ, thank you so much. Just wanna say one last thing. This next song we're about to play, if it wasn't for KROQ, I don't know where in the world we would be right now, but we would not be as fortunate as we are. Thank you to KROQ for playing this next song over and over and over again so we can share beautiful moments like this. This one's called She's Kerosene.
I'm a match, she kerosene. You know she gon' burn down everything. She an arsonist in a pastime. I've been burned for the last time. Time. Whoa, what? I've been burned for the last time. Time. Whoa, I've been burned for the last time. Started out like early in the morning. I was there, took it as a warning. She couldn't hide, now the bees are swarming. Played a victim to the crowd starts forming. She got a history of making a scene, yeah. She tell a story, she gaslighting like he's the executioner and she's the queen. He's the one whose neck is in a guillotine. She said, I'm a match, she kerosene. No, she gon' burn down everything. She an arsonist in the past time. I've been burned for the last time. Time. Oh, what? I've been burned for the last time. Time. Oh, I've been burned for the last time. Oh, so clear out, and he's been awakened. She said this life could be mine for the taking. She needs a drink, so she starts shaking. Played a victim till his heart starts breaking. The weird tears, but she don't mean it. Landscape used to be so scenic, and you can make it out if you can dream it. Rising up from the ash, use the flash. I'm a match, she kerosene. You know she gon' burn down everything. She an arsonist in a pastime. I've been burned for the last time. Time. Oh, what? I've been burned for the last time. Time. Oh, I've been burned for the last time. Ha. You're playing with me, you're playing with fire. You're playing with me, you're playing with fire. I'm a match, she kerosene. You know she gon' burn down everything. She an arsonist with a plasma, and I've been burned for the last time. Time. Oh, I've been burned for the last time. I've been burned for the last time. Yeah! Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, an honor, and a privilege. We love you so much, LA. Thank you, KROQ. And until next time, we love you. Good night.
Stay. No. No. I want a group hug from all of you right now. Do you hear me, interrupters? I don't care. Hug me anyways. Guys, thank you so much for being part of their journey and KROQ, and just for loving music. Keep loving music. You get gifts on the way out, albums, posters, group hug. I'm Nicole Alvarez. Give it up for the interrupters. Guys. Get home safe.